So again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Chantel Smith, and I serve as the Assistant Director of Recruitment and Inclusive Communities here in the Honors College at the University of Maryland. I'm joined today by my colleague, Dr. Jenny Lang, our Associate Director of Admissions and Recruitment, and a few of our amazing current students who are the real experts on what's it like to be a part of the Honors College community, which you'll get to meet them a little later. Um, Excuse me. But first, we'll start off with a general presentation, which shouldn't take more than about 10-15 minutes. And then we'll have the rest of the time to ask questions up until about 8 p.m. You can pop your questions into the Q&A box at any time. Should be at the bottom of your screen. And if you see a question that has already been asked and you're also curious about, there's a thumbs up that you can choose that actually will move it up in our queue. So we know that it's a popular question to answer. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. So I know one of the biggest questions, especially for maybe some of our out-of-state folks, is what exactly is the Honors College? So at its heart, the Honors College is a home base for 8 unique living learning programs. And you can think of those living learning programs as small, tight-knit communities within the larger university, each with its own focus and personality. They're the result of collaboration between the faculty, resident life, and student support staff, all working together to connect what happens in the classroom with real world experiences. So being the part of the Honors College isn't really about piling on more work, which I know some students may assume that. It's really about enhancing your education. You'll take honors courses that count towards your general education requirements, they have deeper conversations, smaller class sizes, and more opportunities to explore topics more fully. Plus, many of our programs include hands-on projects, research, or community engagement, so learning doesn't stop when their class ends. And with that, our mission is beyond academics. We want to help you build meaningful relationships and connections with your professors who will know you by your name, with peers who challenge and support you, and with the broader world around you. Ultimately, we're here to help you become an ethical, informed, and engaged leader who uses their skills to make a real difference in the world. And when you graduate, our hope is that you'll leave UMD not just with your knowledge, but with the confidence and experience to apply that knowledge in the real world, whether that's launching a startup, shaping public policy, creating art, or solving global challenges.
So as Chantal mentioned, we are made up of 8 unique living learning programs. So every student who's in the Honors College, who's invited to join the Honors College, will be in one of those programs. Each one has a different curriculum, an area of focus, or approach, which the students will pursue to earn their honors citation. After admission decisions are released, students will have the opportunity to identify which of these programs they are interested in through our preferencing form. And then we'll make sure that students know which program they've been invited to well before they have to confirm their decision to enroll at the University of Maryland. So let's go through the programs. First is Advanced Cybersecurity Experience for Students, known as ACES. This program features technical and non-technical cybersecurity courses taught by industry leaders, professional development and leadership opportunities, connections with corporate partners, and applied experiences such as internships, research, and group problem solving within a tight-knit community of students. No experience with cybersecurity is required prior to joining this program. Next is Design Cultures and Creativity, which offers hands-on courses that emphasize experimentation and self-directed learning. Students will pursue activities and coursework that encourage your creativity and artistic spirit to thrive. There are classes and facilities that will introduce you to emerging technologies and tools, and there's a calendar of events to help you form and maintain close bonds in a dynamic community. Of note, there's a makerspace and a sound studio available to our DCC students. In Gemstone, students of all majors will come together in teams to design, direct, and conduct significant research under the guidance of faculty mentors and Gemstone staff, advancing knowledge and exploring society's urgent questions. Gemstone is unique in that it is a 4-year program, but this allows students plenty of time to complete their research. At the end of their 4 years, the student research teams will present their research in the form of a thesis to experts during the spring semester of their senior year. Gemstone also offers GEMS Camp, an opportunity just before classes start for the new cohort of students to come together and really get to know each other and build a community and learn about what they can expect in the Gemstone program. Honors Global Challenges and Solutions, or HGLO, offers a hybrid of training in data science and learning about global issues. With specialized courses conducted in close contact with distinguished faculty, HGLO students can pursue original research on specific global topics, as well as internship and study abroad experiences connected with global public service and unique opportunities in the nation's capital area. Through the dual lenses of social science and data science, HGLO empowers students to understand, analyze, and address major global challenges. Honors Humanities offers a tight-knit community of people who love the arts and humanities and who want to use what they learn in the program about law, religion, literature, history, food, dance, philosophy, and more to find success in their careers, to live a fulfilling life, and to do good in the world. Students in this program come from a wide variety of majors. Integrated Life Sciences offers unparalleled, accelerated, and innovative courses and research opportunities in all areas of the life sciences, as well as service learning experiences that are designed to launch the careers of outstanding students exploring all aspects of life sciences. Interdisciplinary Business Honors, or IBH, offers students a big picture view of business in relation to multiple fields, life callings, and social issues. Students will combine access to cutting-edge professional and technical business skills with broader thinking about the role of business in the world and relation to multiple academic fields. They'll then apply this knowledge to thinking critically about the great challenges of our time, including social, environmental, public health, and human rights topics. And finally, University Honors, our oldest and largest program, is a program which is not defined by a specific subject, but rather draws on distinguished faculty from across campus to teach fascinating courses on big questions and ideas from different disciplinary perspectives. Students will chart their own path by selecting from over a dozen themes and 25 distinct courses every semester. Students will also represent one of 4 UH houses and will compete in an annual House Cup competition. Every one of these programs is available to students of any major. So honor students may be in a living learning program that is related to their major to go more in depth in their chosen field of study, or they may be in a program that is the complete opposite of their major, giving them an opportunity to broaden their experience during their time here at the University of Maryland.
So, what do our students get out of being a part of the Honors College? First, as I mentioned previously, the class sizes. So they're smaller and more discussion based. Many feel more like a seminar than a lecture hall, which means you'll have more chances to speak up, ask questions, and build deeper connections with your professors and peers. Most students also complete their honor citation, which is a official credential that shows up in your transcript in about 2 years, although, as Jenny mentioned, our Gemstone program is a 4-year research-based program. So our students in that program will earn their honor citation at the end of their 4-year journey. You'll also gain access to research opportunities, internships, and study abroad programs, both here on campus and beyond. And while honor students are deeply involved in their programs, they're also fully engaged members of the wider UMD community, joining student organizations, clubs, and different departments all across campus. So beyond classes, you'll join a vibrant community of students, faculty, and staff. There are tons of ways to connect, from research and internships to study abroad programs and special on and off campus opportunities. And while our honor students are deeply involved within their programs, like I said before, they are fully engaged within the wider community. So they're not siloed. I know there's a big concern most students have. They're not siloed at all. And there are plenty of social events throughout the year that are outside of the Honors College and within the Honors College. So within the Honors College, we have program-specific gatherings, and we also have our Honors College-wide favorites, like our legendary ice cream socials featuring our university's Maryland Dairy ice cream, which you just had yesterday. It was so good.
All right, so just a little bit more information about some of the opportunities that are available to our students at the University of Maryland. Internships, you can see on the screen some of the places where our students have interned recently. Our location will give students access to many internship opportunities in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. region. Each of our programs will bring in experts in the field of study to meet with our students. So, for one example, the Advanced Cybersecurity Experience Program, also known as ACES, has a career mentor component where experts from organizations such as the NSA will come in and talk to the students in the program about their career, how they got there, and also offer our students guidance on their own careers. And internships are available during the school year, over the summer, and both on and off campus. So, there's lots of opportunities there.
And we're proud to be a Research One institution, which translation, we're a hub for groundbreaking research with access to tons of funds for our labs and faculty-led projects. Because honors classes are smaller, like I said before, you'll have a real chance to build relationships with professors. And those relationships often lead to hands-on research opportunities, which is great for our students. And it's not just on campus. Thanks to our DC metropolitan location, our students find incredible research possibilities nearby at places like Johns Hopkins or the National Institutes of Health, whether they're into science, humanities, policy, or something completely unexpected, there's room for our students to explore and contribute.
And study abroad is always popular at the University of Maryland. There's many different lengths of study abroad, so students can do the typical semester or even two abroad. We also offer shorter versions of study abroad, including summer, winter term, and even spring break as well. And some of our living learning programs do offer their own study abroad opportunities specifically for the students in those programs. So some of these include summer in Oxford through University Honors, winter in Switzerland through IBH, and spring break in Panama through HGLO. And some of these are also available to all UMD students. So whether you're in the Honors College or not, if you come to the University of Maryland, check out these opportunities. And students who are interested in studying abroad for a semester, we always suggest that you talk to your advisor as early as possible. Visit the study abroad office on campus. There are fairs for study abroad opportunities on campus for students. There's many opportunities, and the further you plan ahead in advance, the better the chance that it'll work for your degree and your degree program.
All right, so getting involved. Um, Life in the Honors College isn't just about classes and research. I know, shocking. It's also about finding people and building your community. And one great way to do that is through getting involved. And there are several ways that our students can do that within our programs. So just to name a few, we have the Honors Ambassadors, which is a volunteer group of current students like the ones you'll meet today, who help us out with events, connect with prospective students and their families, and they share their obviously real world experiences with the honors program and within the UMD, their UMD experience as well. We also have organizations like the Black Honors Caucus, which fosters dialogue and builds community around important social issues, and the First Generation Student Association, which supports and celebrates students who are the first in their families to attend college. And just a quick note, while both of those particular student groups are housed and primarily serve honor students, they are open to all UMD students, not just the Honors College. So just for our prospective students, keep that in mind if you do decide to come to UMD. And then each living learning program, in addition to the Honors College Central level, they all have their own student advisory board, which is where students help to plan events, shape the student experiences through sharing their feedback, and they work directly with the faculty and staff to do that. In other words, there's literally no shortage of ways to make this place your own.
And once students are here at the University of Maryland, we have a scholarship office here on campus to help connect our students with scholarships in the future that will fit their goals and skills and help them be successful beyond their time at the University of Maryland. And many of our Honors College students have been very successful in applying for and receiving these competitive national and international awards. So on the slide, there are a few of the national awards and scholarships that our students in the Honors College have earned in recent years, and we do have multiple winners of several of these awards in individual years. All right, so hopefully by now you are interested in joining the Honors College. And good news, there is no additional application in order to be considered for the Honors College. So if you are a high school senior or have a student that you work with who is a high school senior, Our biggest piece of advice, if you take nothing else away from this presentation tonight, is please make sure you apply to the University of Maryland by November 1st. That is the early action deadline. It is not binding. You will still have until May 1st to respond. But applying to the University of Maryland by the early action November 1 deadline means that you will automatically be considered for admission to the University of Maryland, considered for invitation to Honors College and other special programs, and automatically reviewed to be invited or to receive academic merit scholarships. So as long as you apply by November 1st, you will automatically get reviewed for all of those opportunities. When we're evaluating applications for the Honors College, we do a holistic review of the entire application. I'm not kidding when we say we read every part of the application. We take into consideration, obviously, the academic record. That's an important part. Standardized test scores if a student is chosen to submit them, rigor of curriculum, and also extracurricular activities, among other factors. Keep in mind, University of Maryland will continue to be test optional for applicants applying through fall 2027. So students applying in this current cycle for fall 2026 admission and the following cycle for fall 2027. Beyond that, we'll have updates closer to that time. But this means that students can choose whether or not they want to submit test scores. If a student says they want to apply with test scores, you must submit test scores by the November 1st deadline. But if you choose to apply without, that is fine. You can say, I don't want to submit test scores, and you will not submit test scores. So keep that in mind. But if you apply with test scores or if you choose to apply test optional, you'll still, again, receive full consideration for admission, invitation to the Honors College, and consideration for merit scholarships. So there is no penalty if you choose not to submit test scores. That is fine. For this current freshman class, our current freshmen, I believe over 50% of those students applied test optional. So it is absolutely a great way to apply if that is what you want to do. And most of the students that are invited to the Honors College fall near the top of UMD's admitted class in terms of their standardized test scores and academic performance, generally earning all A's in the most rigorous courses that are available to them at their school. And anyone who is invited to the Honors College, that you will receive that information with your acceptance letter. So if you apply to the university by the November 1st early action deadline, decisions will come out on or before February 1st. And if you're invited to honors, that information will be in your acceptance letter. So just some information about our current freshman class. This is actually from our confirmed data. I was just looking at our registered data earlier today. So there's a difference between the students who confirmed to University of Maryland by May 1st and the students who actually showed up and registered for their fall classes. Our confirmed was around 1,014. Our actual current freshman class is actually a little lower. It's about 975, which is pretty close to where our goal was. So we did really well. Our average GPA is 4.62, but I'm going to also caution we never make decisions based on your GPA. We make decisions on the actual courses that you have taken and the grades you've received in them. So that's an average GPA. It is obviously a weighted GPA, but please do not put too much stock in the actual number there. But for students who chose to submit their SAT scores, the middle 50% of students invited to honors was 1460 to 1550. And same for ACT, middle 50% was 34 to 35. Remember, test optional, which means, about 50% of our students applied test optional. So these numbers, I think, are high because the students who choose to submit their scores are generally going to have higher scores. So you can still apply test optional and receive full consideration. So I strongly encourage you to consider that opportunity.
All right, so speaking, just kind of following up on what Jenny just said in regards to the importance of November 1st, not only are you looked at for considered for our living learning program, you're also considered for the other living learning programs across campus and also for merit scholarships. And one of our scholarships, if you're familiar with UMD, you may or may not have heard of the Banneker Heat Scholarship, and that's for good reason. This is University of Maryland's most prestigious scholarship, and the best part about it is you actually don't have to submit a separate application for it. So, like I said, if you're applying by that first November 1st early action deadline, and you have to be invited to the Honors College, you are actually automatically considered for this scholarship. So this award goes to students who've shown exceptional academic achievement and leadership, and it comes in two levels. So the first one is full, which covers full tuition, housing, and a meal plan for 4 years. And the other is partial, which covers currently 8,000 a year for in-state students and 12,000 a year for our out-of-state students. And both levels also include a book allowance because let's just be honest, we all know that textbooks can be very expensive, so that's a good addition to have. And here on the screen, you can kind of just see some quick stats about 400 students are invited to interview with us each year. And that's out of obviously the entire class that is applying to the university, which is I want to say how much it was like what 60,000, 50, 60,000 less. It's a lot. It was a lot of applicants. So basically out of that, only 400, about 400 actually get invited to interview. So it is a very limited scholarship. And because I know you're probably more interested to hear about the outcomes of our students, from our class of 2024, about 69% of our students had jobs lined up right after graduation, and about 27% were heading straight into grads or professional school. So in other words, nearly all of our students walk out of here with a clear next step and the confident skills and networks to succeed wherever they're going.
And of all those school students who are successful and have positions after they graduate, you can see some examples of the types of continuing education, or I guess where our students are pursuing graduate degree programs for our alumni. And these include students pursuing English at Boston College, engineering at MIT, medicine at Johns Hopkins, and law at UCLA. So a good variety of focus areas past graduation at UMD. And then on the right side, you'll see some places where our grads who have jobs lined up where they have ended up. And some specific examples for recent graduates include a software engineer with Roblox, a data scientist with Banter, a landscape designer with Design Collective, and the co-founder and CEO of Wise Cities. So this is just a small sample of some of the many opportunities that our students can pursue after graduation.
All right, so that is the end of our formal presentation. But we still have some time left. So please go ahead and start if you have not done so already. Start putting your questions in the Q&A area so that we can start tackling them. We have about 30 minutes. If we happen to miss a question for whatever reason, just feel free to ask it again. And if you just happen to think of something later on, you are more than welcome to reach out to us after tonight. Just a few reminders on the screen. Do not forget, if, like Jenny said, if you don't remember anything else from this presentation, remember to apply by the November 1st for best consideration. Like I said, not just for the Honors College, but for other living learning programs on campus and also for merit scholarships. Also, if you want to learn a little bit more about the Honors College, you can visit our website at honors.umd.edu. Again, you can email us, that's honorsadmissions@umd.edu, and then follow us so you can kind of see what we're doing, what we're doing in the Honors College, Instagram at Turk Honors. So with that being said, I'm going to unshare my screen and we can go ahead and start introducing our ambassadors, which I'm sure that's who you probably want to hear from the most. And again, like I said, these are our current students who can answer your questions as well as us. So ambassadors, you can go ahead and start turning on your cameras and then we'll introduce ourselves in a second. Okay. So, I guess from my screen, like I said, we can just kind of jump in. Eleanor, you can start, just introduce yourself, where you're from, your major, your year, and your program.
Hi, my name is Eleanor. I'm a junior here at Maryland pursuing dual degrees in finance and philosophy, politics, and economics. I'm a recent alum of the Honors Humanities program, so feel free to ask me any questions related to Honors Humanities. I'm from Clarksville, Maryland, so pretty local, and I was abroad this past spring at the University of Edinburgh. So if you have any questions about study abroad and how that fits in with your honors program, please feel free to ask that as well. Thank you.
Next, Sachi.
Uh, Hi everyone. My name is Sachi. I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Mhm.
I'm from East Windsor, New Jersey. I am a senior and I was in the Honors Global Challenges and Solutions program, and currently studying economics with a minor in data science.
Perfect. Thank you. Sneha?
Hi
Hi.
everyone, my name is Neha,
Oh,
and I am a junior majoring in psychology and human development. I'm in the Gemstones Honors College, so if you have any questions on research or just the GEMS program in general, I'd love to answer anything you guys have.
thank you. Go ahead, Sam.
Hi, my name is Neha. I'm from Connecticut and I'm a sophomore computer science major. I'm in the ACES program, and yeah, I'm really excited to talk to you guys.
Awesome. Taylor?
Hi, I'm Taylor. I am a senior. I graduated from Honors Global Challenges and Solutions. I'm a double degree in criminology, criminal justice, and psychology with a minor in neuroscience.
Awesome. Last but not least, Maddie?
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a sophomore and I'm a biochemistry major. I'm from Mount Airy, Maryland, and I'm currently in the University Honors Program.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. So I see a couple questions, and I do see a question that looks like it came through the chat, but if you don't mind putting in the Q&A area, it's just easier for us to kind of keep track of. Okay, so first question we have, when are letters of recommendation transcripts due for early admissions with Honors College and their consideration? So yes, the answer to that is still going to be the November 1st deadline. So early action again does not mean that you're committed. There's a difference between early action and an early decision, which is committing. So early action is what we do. You would need to send all of everything that's a part of your application package needs to be submitted by that November 1st deadline in order to be considered for all this. And Jenny mentioned this earlier, but it's also important to note, if you decide to submit your test scores, um, if you decide or you choose to submit your test scores and then later on decide that you don't want to submit it, it will hold up your application package from being processed fully. So just think very, very, very hard about what you want to do as far as your if you want to be test optional or not. But just make sure that if you know that if you do choose to submit your test scores, you have to submit them. All right. And no additional essay or action is needed. Yes, so no other essay or application is needed in order to be considered for our program or any of the other living learning programs on campus. It's just the Common App. And there is no way for you to select or preference on that app living learning program to be interested in. So it's just kind of like an automatic process that we have within our admission system here. Um, what is the percentage for in-state versus out-of-state? That changes depending on the part. Go ahead, Jenny.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, it changes depending on like invited versus confirmed.
Well, I'm gonna share what our actual, like what our freshman enrollment class
Okay.
is. Um, like I said, we had just under 1,000 freshmen enroll. Sorry, I'm trying to do this on.
You're fine.
If you want to go to another question, I'll
Mhm. So does the Honors
come
College
back.
provide counselors or other faculty members to help identify the internship and study abroad opportunities for students? Yes, so each of our programs has their own dedicated faculty and staff for those programs, and I'll allow the students to kind of elaborate on this, but they're pretty close. So they're pretty close with all of their students in the programs, and so there are staff there to help with um community engagement within their programs. There's also staff and faculty that will help with, like you said, if there's internships or research opportunities available or study abroad opportunities available to tell their students about it, which is one of the benefits I think about being in a living learning program is the fact that you have closer relationships with your professors and the professors and staff to be able to, be mentioned for these type of opportunities. Does any students want to talk more about that? Like the support that you receive within your programs from the staff and faculty?
I can share if you don't mind. So the directors of Honors Humanities are Dr. Ontiveros and Dr. Hamoud, and both of them foster a very close relationship with us. One thing that's really special about our program is that their offices are in the basement of Anne Arundel, which is where we all live our freshman year. And so they always say that their doors are always open. And I would run into them all the time and they would just ask, hey, what's up? Like, is everything going okay? They're constantly checking in with us. And I'm super grateful to have that support and just know that they're always there for us. And they make themselves widely available. So if you have questions about internships or need advice with study abroad, they do welcome that at any time.
Yeah. Anyone else want to share anything? Question?
I definitely want to say the same thing about University Honors. All of the professors I've had, advisors and everyone's super helpful. I've had like advising appointments to kind of talk about classes in my schedule and that kind of thing. And also just all the classes I've gotten to take, being able to meet so many different people and engage with the professors has been really great.
Kind of to talk a little bit about like Honors Global Challenges and Solutions. We are also a program that has the directors. They have their offices in the basement of Dorchester Hall, which is where you'll be living freshman year, and also many of the classes that you'll take for your citation for Honors Global Challenges and Solutions are with people that are in the program as well. So they're there as well to help you with classes, help you with projects. Our main director, Dr. Kroko, she even holds these events where she encourages students that are both currently in the program and out of the program to come and chat. She calls it Cookies with Kroko. She'll help with assignments. She just like holds it as like a community kind of like building event.
And then just to in addition, just piggybacking off of that, I know they kept mentioning that the class sizes are small. Can you guys go into a little bit more details about kind of give them a picture about what the class sizes are like and kind of what the experience is with those classes versus your other classes outside of honors?
Yeah, I can touch on that a little bit. Within the Gemstone program, especially your freshman year, we have a lecture component and we also have a discussion component. And I feel like the discussion component is a wonderful opportunity to really get to know your peers on a closer level. And our TAs that lead the discussion are actually older Gemstone students. So it's kind of like a community. You get to know not only your own class, but also members of other classes, and you get to learn more about their research and their experiences in the program as well. And discussions have about 10 students, and you have different discussions every semester. So you get to meet more students and meet more TAs, more older students. And then in the in the lecture component, specifically in Gemstone, you see your whole cohort and you get to share your ideas on what research projects you guys want to work on together because a lot of our projects are student-led, student-pitched. And so the community that you build is really amazing, whether it be in the big lecture hall or also more specifically in our discussion sections.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, go ahead, Vinny. Did you want to go to? No.
Yeah, I looked up the numbers. We have about a little over 100 actually current freshmen this year who are out-of-state students. So that equals out to about 10%, looking at our class of just under 1,000 students. In terms of actual invitations that we sent, we invited, I think it was around 3,300 students total to join the Honors College, and that breakdown was 65-ish% in-state and 35% out of state. So obviously we know we get more enrollment from in-state students, but we definitely are looking for students from across the country and internationally as well to join us in the Honors College each year.
Thank you. Okay, so oops. Okay, there. I have a dual enrollment class through my school. That's reflected on my high school transcript. Do I need to? So yes, any any dual enrollment courses that you're taking outside of your high school, you are going to have that transcript from that university or college, to submit when you're coming to your university for your four-year university. So just keep that in mind. You're gonna have to request those. Um, fine. Which honors program is usually more popular with your engineering majors? Such a popular question that we get. Um, so the thing about that is, so our programs are not major specific. So we get a lot of questions about what's the best program for this and what's the best program for this other major. It's really up to you. Jenny mentioned this earlier when she was discussing the or describing the programs that you really have the flexibility to either dig deeper within a subject matter that you're interested in, or go completely outside of that and maybe go to either something that you may never have thought to do, or something that you just have like a hobby or interest in. So like you could be a bioengineering major that's interested in the arts, and so you want to, do honors humanities. Or if you are a biology major, if you want to continue to kind of go down that route and be in a program that's going to support you more in the sciences, then of course we have integrated life sciences as an option. So it's really up to you. There's no right or wrong answer to which program you're going to be in. So to answer your question, we have engineering majors in all of our programs.
Yeah, can I demonstrate that? Sorry, HAs, were any of you engineering majors? No, okay. How many of you have a friend in your program who is an engineering major? Yes, everyone raised their hands. So, engineering majors across all of our programs. Engineering, I mean, you can really pursue any program that you are interested in.
Yeah. Did any of you choose honors programs that weren't directly, oh, so that just segues into the next question. Did any of you actually choose programs that were related to your major or minor? And if so, has your experience been? And actually the opposite too. The ones who, I would like to hear from both of you, the ones who actually chose them that to dive deeper in your major and the ones that chose to go outside of it.
I can start with this one. I think that, so I'm an economics major and I chose Honors Global Challenges and Solutions, which was kind of marketed to us as like a mix of political science and data science. And I was always really interested in political science in high school, but I didn't want to major in it. So I wanted to be a part of this specific program. And it really connects to economics because there's a really big side of economics that has to do with government. So I liked that it touched on something I was interested in, but I could also use in the future. And then I also was introduced to data science through HGLO, and I ended up adding it as a minor because I enjoyed the classes that we were taking with the HGLO program. So I think that it plays both ways. Like you can major in something and then do the program because of that, but then you can also add something because of what you enjoy in the program.
Cool. Anybody else?
I can answer again if you don't mind. I'm not directly studying anything particularly in the humanities, although I'm in the honors humanities program, and I really thought the courses that I was able to take through the program were a nice break in my schedule from like very heavy business courses and economics courses. One of the courses that I took with honors humanities was on haiku, which I probably would have never taken in my college career, but I truly enjoyed it, and it gave me a new perspective on the arts in this. So.
That's awesome. Is anyone in the program that's actually related to their major?
I am. So doing computer science with the cybersecurity honors program. It's kind of interesting to dive deeper into what you're doing in your major classes. It's not directly related, but I think it allows you to see your field from a different perspective.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah. Okay,
Can I follow up on
go
something?
ahead.
Sorry, I got a question separately in the chat about the someone's taking summer online course or summer college
Okay.
courses that aren't actually dual enrollment. I just want to make sure we're clear that if you mention the summer online course and getting college credit in your application somewhere, then the admissions counselors reviewing applications are going to look for that transcript. So if you mention it somewhere, whether it's on your high school transcript somewhere from a dual enrollment or other program on your high school transcript, or you've mentioned that you took this summer online course or not online, summer college course somewhere, they are going to want to see those transcripts. So just make sure you submit the transcript so there's no questions, no delay. Your application can be processed with the November 1st deadline.
Absolutely. Before I answer this or start the next question, this is the last question I see in the chat. So if you guys want to start on the Q&A area, if you guys want to put some more questions in there, we still have about 15 more minutes. Okay, so what do you look for in a student? Grades, ACT, but any other quality skills, and how is each student assigned to the different programs? So for what we look for, it is truly, I know you probably hear this a lot, but it really is truly a holistic review that we do multiple times, actually, from multiple people. And so we're looking at, for us particularly, honors college, of course, we're more academically driven, so we are going to be initially looking at the students who are obviously academically talented. So like Jenny said, we're not looking at GPAs, but we're looking at the students who have been taking the most demanding courses that's offered for their school. Not for the county, not for the state, but for their particular school, because that does change depending on where you're going to school at, and we do take that into account. So we look at, so a part of the application is that we can see the school has to send us information about their courses. And so we're able to see what course offerings are at that school. And that's how we review each applicant based off of that. So we're looking that you're taking the most demanding courses that you have offered at your school, and that you're actually getting, high grades in them. Like Jenny said, the majority of our students do get straight A's, or mostly straight A's. And then as far as standardized test scores, because we're test optional, it kind of depends. Like, I think a lot of people may have been kind of reserved, like didn't want to have reservations about not submitting it because they thought they were not going to be considered for us. But Jenny already told you, like 50% of our students that were just currently admitted didn't submit their test score. So obviously we're still accepting those students. So it's up to you. You don't have to submit it if you don't want to. You just have to make sure that you don't say that you want to submit it on your application. And then for those who do decide to submit, now if you do decide to submit, we're going to be looking at obviously higher scores. And I believe, if I remember correctly from the slide, like the class profile of the ones that it changes slightly a little bit each year, depending on, the incoming class. But this current incoming class that we just had, I think their average SAT was like 1460 to 1550. And then the ACT was 34 to 35. And the ACT is usually the same for the past several years. I've seen the average, and then the SAT slightly changes a little bit, but that's a good, I guess, estimation if you want to know the average of our students as far as who's submitting their test scores. As far as any other qualities or skills, I mean, we look at everything. I will say that there's a deeper dive that goes into when we're doing Banneker Key scholarship reviews, because those students are the ones that we've already invited. So we already know they're academically talented. So now we're looking for what else. So that's really when we're digging deeper into those applications, to see what else is a student doing? What are they involved in? What have they done outside of their academics? We want to see well-rounded students. And then as far as how they're assigned to each program, if you are invited to the Honors College, you will receive that invitation in your acceptance letter to the university, and then you'll be directed to preference your program, like what programs you want. We hold information sessions just like this one, but it's more specific to the different living learning programs in the spring. Where we hold a lot of different information sessions so that our invited students can learn more about the different programs individually. And then we ask them to preference a few programs out of the 8. And then on the back end for a staff, we work to try to place students. The majority of our students, I will say, I don't know, Jenny, if you have numbers, but the majority of our students typically get within the first 3 choices that they place.
Yeah, I just actually looked it up. This past year, over 80% of our students who submitted the preference form were placed into their first preference program. Um, and it was 95%, more than 95% of students were placed in one of their first three preference programs. So we really do work hard to make sure that students are in a program that is of interest to them. But having said that, I will also say all of our programs are great. They may not all interest you, and that's fine. That is not a problem at all, obviously. But they're all really good opportunities. I actually just spoke with a student this week who was telling me that he's in H-Glow. He's a freshman in H-Glow, and it was his fourth preferenced program. And so while he was initially disappointed about that because he wanted three other programs before he wanted to be in that one, now that he's here and experiencing it, he loves it and would not want to change. So, um, my biggest piece of advice is think carefully about the choices that are available, put your preference down, and then whatever you get an invite to, learn more about it and consider it carefully because there's really good options, even if it's not your first preference program.
Absolutely. Is anyone in here, are any of you in your second choice, second, third choice? Did you all get your first? You're in your second, Taylor? How do you like it?
Oh, I also would not change it for the world. Literally, all of my friends are from my program. So I'm so much better off that I had gotten that. Obviously, like at the time it wasn't like my first choice, but I think it was such a close decision between my first choice and second choice already that still getting honors global challenges and solutions was like a great choice for me anyways. And like I said before, it was such a great community that like even now I'm a senior off campus and the people that I live with literally came from that program. So
Awesome, yeah. I love to hear those stories too. So I don't see any other questions coming in. You're more than welcome to submit any other questions that you have. Um, but for the last few minutes, if I don't see any coming in, I would like to ask all of our students to give a piece of advice right now. So the audience that we have is basically students who are probably looking at colleges, maybe in the process of applying to some colleges. So if you could think back to the time where when you were, looking for colleges to apply to, and maybe the questions that you were trying to figure out and ask, do you have any advice for these students right now?
All right, and while you guys think about that, I'm going to give a quick plug. We offer a program called Host Today, where we invite prospective students, usually seniors at this point, but we have space for juniors as well. We have a form on our website. Fill out the form, and we will match you with one of our current students. You can either do a virtual visit, if that is preferable to you, or you can come and spend some time on campus shadowing one of our current students, someone who's in a similar major to something you're interested in, someone who's in a living learning program that you're interested in. We'll do our best to match you with someone who has similar interests, and come and experience campus for part of a day or most of a day, whatever works out for you and our student. So we'll put the link in the chat. Please check it out and join us.
Yeah, but hold on, oops.
Oh, we both got it.
Well,
Oh,
do
Chantel
I
put the
need?
direct link to the form. I put a link to the website where you can find
That's fine.
the information about it. So please check
Okay,
it out and join us. And
that sounds
hopefully our
good.
HAs have thought about advice.
Oh, go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Jump on in. Not all at
I think
once. Go ahead,
I
Eleanor.
think my advice would be to just keep an open mind and know that it'll all work out. I know it's really stressful trying to get everything in on your deadlines and making sure you're answering all of your prompts for your essays properly, but you'll end up where you need to be and it'll be okay. So don't stress yourself out too much and enjoy your senior year.
Yeah, it's similar advice. I mean, I know there's a lot of uncertainty at this point in time, but like wherever you do end up, you can definitely make the best of the situation and do whatever you want once you do get there. So yeah, enjoy your senior year and it will work out and you can make it work out once you get there.
I
Yeah.
think my little bit of advice is especially when it comes to the uncertainty, when I was a senior and I was applying, my biggest advice is just apply honestly anywhere that you think might pique your interest because while you might have like a school set that you're like maybe this is going to be the one, a lot of times another school might come along and have like fantastic programs and everything like that that you realize you're in and it really like makes it shine because I can't even lie. I think once I had gotten my acceptance and it said I was in the honors program, it really like boosted Maryland in my eyes. And so I feel like the best piece of advice is just to like keep your options completely open because you really never know where you're going to end up.
I agree with
Yeah.
definitely keeping an open mind about where you'll end up and also going on tours to see different campuses and everything. I feel like I really enjoy going on tours and I love touring UMD here, so I would definitely recommend that too.
Yeah, tours are really great. And I think just finding a community wherever you go, even if it's not UMD, like living learning programs in general are a great way to find community, but also just like joining clubs and saying hi to the people around you is really great too.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what everybody said. I would remind myself as a senior to maybe just breathe a little and realize that everything will work out at the end. Things might not like seem that way for like a little bit, but as you get to see more schools and learn more about the programs that they offer, you will definitely realize that like everything will work out and that you will really enjoy your college experience.
Thank you, everybody. Solid advice as always. So I haven't seen any other questions come in, so I will not hold you guys. As Jenny said, please go to the link in the chat to our visit us page that then has a host today option that you can fill out the form. If you are interested in shadowing any of our honors ambassadors. Also, if you, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to email us at honorsadmissions@umd.edu. And again, can't stress this enough. Don't forget November 1st, if nothing else, the early action deadline. Make sure that you submit your application by then, the whole application package. If you have schools that you have outside of your high school, make sure that you're requesting those transcripts so that it's not holding you up. Because everything literally um, has to be, has to be here or wherever you decide to go, but it has to be completed. It has to be here for you to actually have the application reviewed fully. Um, so yeah, I see that question just came in. Is housing guaranteed for 4 years? Um,
Oh, I was
okay.
typing an answer.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Housing is guaranteed your freshman year if you submit housing forms on time. So the key there is you must submit all the forms on time. And is guaranteed for your freshman year. And then the University Office of Resident Life has priorities and in terms of who they're going to house. Um, Most students, I think, stay on campus their sophomore year. I'm seeing a few nods from our HAs. Yeah, okay. And then by junior, senior years, some students do choose to live off campus. There's a number of apartments really close to campus. There's some apartments options actually on campus as well. So there's a good variety of housing options where students choose not to live in the residence halls in the dorms after their sophomore year quite frequently.
Thank you. And I see Jenny put the email address in the chat. So yes, you have our email address. Feel free to email us if you have any further questions. Otherwise, thank you again for joining us this evening. We know it's kind of late. It's probably dinner time for most people now. And thank you so much, ambassadors, for being here tonight to help answer questions. Really appreciate it. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.